Hey guys, welcome back to the Tarot Whisperer. We're going to do a pick a card. We're going to focus in on what Spirit wants you to focus on over the next 3 months. So the first 3 months of the year, um, what it looks like you need to give your attention to the most. And so you'll pick a card. We've got the number 1, which is the green calcite. Number 2, which is the white halite, and then number 3 is the strawberry quartz. And I'll give you just a minute, and then we'll get into the reading. Remember, this is a general reading, so it may not resonate with everyone, but that's why I kind of chose to do a pick a card. I prefer those. I feel like they hone in closer to your energy because you connect to them. So whichever one you feel the most drawn to is probably the one for you. Let's get to it. Hello. So this is for those of you that chose number 1, the green calcite. Just kind of lets me know that you're in an area of your life currently, probably where you have recently or are about to go through some changes, change in job, change in attitude, change in everything. So you're just kind of cleansing yourself of old energy and bringing in new energy. And this card that you chose will be your advice from Spirit at the end of the reading. And so we're just going to draw a couple cards and see where you might be at, or how you got there, or where you're going, if that's where you want to go, all that good stuff. So I hope everybody has an amazing end to their 2025. Mine was very quiet. Spent it with my little baby guy. We hugged in the new year. All right. We need to know for group 1. Alrighty. Justice. Page of Swords. The 5 of Wands. And the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so let's see here. Move these up a little bit. So, I think maybe you might have worked at a job that felt like family. Maybe you got really close with your coworkers, or so you thought. I feel like you found out that maybe while you were their friend, they weren't necessarily yours, not in the same sense. They didn't hold you as near and dear as you held them. In other words, they may have liked you good enough, but they didn't hold you like family. They say that, most places you work will tell you, oh, we're like a family, blah, 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 blah. But when it comes to family, like shit that needs to be done, not so much. So, you may have found that out the hard way, and I think it caused a lot of internal questioning, maybe not knowing where you fit in. Um, I think the clarity of that finally allowed you to let go of the job, because I think maybe you held onto the job for longer than you should, um, because you did feel like that was your family and that's what you should do. You shouldn't abandon them, right? But I think once you gained the clarity of what it really was, um, after some internal struggle and some uh, feeling like also maybe like you wasted some time, but no time is wasted. Everything is learning. Um, so it's never ever wasted. And I think because of this, though, you kind of went outside of your comfort zone, and you're now looking on to new opportunities, brand new beginnings. So I feel like if you're looking for a job currently, or you're doing a change in career, something is coming towards you, and it will be stable. It'll be somewhere you enjoy, um, and doing something that means something to you. I think maybe while you didn't mind your job, it didn't bother you necessarily. It wasn't something that you felt like it was your true soul's purpose or your life path, or, and I think you finally decided to follow that instinct towards something bigger, greater, something more near and dear to your heart, and it's coming for you. So if it hasn't already, so in the you're going to be probably pretty career focused, and maybe um, rearranging the way that you accept people into your life. You might be a little bit more choosy at this point now, because you would do and do and do for all of those people that you thought were like family and thought that they meant that, um, and did not receive much reciprocation as far as that goes. And so I think maybe now uh, you're going to show just a little bit more discernment, and but you're going to find exactly what you're looking for. Uh, it's looking good the first 3 months. I would say you've already gone through the struggle part, so now you're moving on out away from all this. So you got the clarity you needed, um, and you'll get what's coming to you. So you have a lot to look forward to, I think, in the first 3 months of the year. It's looking pretty good, and let's see what Spirit has to say about that. Let's see. Huh. Soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So you do have a soul family. It may not be the one that you thought it was, or it may be one that um, you kind of put on the back burner for um, this family at this job that you thought you had. Um, but it's time to revisit that, and you definitely do have a soul family, and whether you find it through this new opportunity, or um, it's something that you've maybe neglected over the last, because I believe this job lasted for quite a while, so you were there for a while, and so I think it might be a soul family or soul ties that maybe you put on the back burner because you were busy working, and then when you weren't busy working, you were helping out. A lot of the people at your job may have been younger than you, so you felt like kind of like the mama bear, daddy bear, type atmosphere. So you were kind of busy with this uh, place and the people that were in it. But I think this beginning 3 months is all about cleansing yourself of the energy of not having your love and devotion and your effort for projects, for caring for others, for being there when someone calls. I think your discernment for those things are going to improve, and you're going to end up somewhere you're truly happy and around people that embrace and care for your energy just as much as you do for them. So I'm wishing you all the best for the first 3 months of the year, and we'll get back together real soon, guys. Okay, everybody, this is for everyone who chose the halite. Um, that tells me right off the bat that you guys would probably benefit from some meditation, um, something calming. It, you're very anxious, stressed. I feel like it's just you need to woosah, you know. Um, Somehow relieve stress. I don't know how you do that. I know me and my old man, we enjoy going to shows, um, and that relieves stress, which we haven't done in a while, so I feel you on that. This final card right here, uh, that was the card that you chose. That'll be your advice from Spirit. When we get to the end of it, we're going to draw a few cards for your first 3 months of the year. I hope you guys had a great end of the year. Just know no matter what you got going on, you can always make it better or improve upon it. Might seem impossible at the moment, but it never is impossible. Let's see here. What do we got, guys? Let's see what we got going on. The Empress. Oh, the Devil. The Three of Cups. And the Eight of Cups. Okay, so I think you found yourself in a situation with another energy where maybe you did some things that you're not so proud of. I think maybe there was a need for some accountability. I remember the energy is fluid. It can be switched. So if it resonates more with you, if you flip the roles, then so be it. That's okay. As I said, it's a general reading, and but on either side, either way, there was someone who was not taking accountability for some actions where but it feels like it's on your end. Maybe you did some things that you shouldn't have, perhaps in a friendship or relationship, and then your pride or your ego would not allow you to take accountability for it. I think then someone walked away and caused you to rethink your part in what happened to the relationship. And I think you took some time out to nurture and make yourself better. And now I think you are causing yourself high stress situations because you want to make this comeback or a reconciliation of some sort. Um, and I think that you're stressing yourself out to a point of where you're kind of not even acting like yourself. So you're kind of, your behavior's out of the norm. So anyone who knew you would be like, I don't really recognize this side of this person. And while, yes, you took the time out to make yourself a better person, at the same time, you may have covered up who you are as far as your personality and characteristics that were actually the attractive part of you. And by trying to cover those up or smother those under um, the guise that this is so that you can have a reconciliation, you have to be a completely different person. I don't think that that's the case. I think what you need to see is that the stress that you're feeling, that's all your ego. That's all of pride and ego and feeling like, and it's kind of a self-sabotage move to do, because really, I think that what you're missing is that the person was never with you for um, not like they didn't like who you were as a person. They enjoyed who you are as a person. They just, you lacked accountability. They wanted loyalty, trust, honesty, and by not holding yourself accountable and up to those standards, that's why they walked away. Um, so to stress yourself out trying to be a completely different person, you need to nurture the person that you are so that you feel confident enough to hold yourself accountable, in the skin that you're in now. uh, it's not necessary to change who you are. I would, suggest meditation, journaling, uh, get those thoughts out there. Ultimately, um, I think there will come a time where um, it's really unclear to me whether it's with um, the person that you have in mind or not. Um, I think this is more about centering yourself, um, figuring out what you really want, um, and who you are again. Because I kind of think throughout this, because although you may have done the wrong thing, it also affected you negatively as well, because the guilt and the shame that you felt for doing that, but yet not holding yourself accountable, then you do things even more reckless, um, pointing fingers, blaming, saying things you don't mean, all of that leads to more hurt. And then you feel more guilt and more shame, and it's just a vicious cycle. So I think right now it's more about centering yourself. Uh, and then what is meant for you will come to you. Um, you do have in the next 3 months some sort of celebration, some sort of happiness that's uh, coming towards you. Um, you just have to have a little faith in yourself and in the universe. And let's see what the universe's advice is for you. Author, you have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make the time to write it. So that could be um, literal, or that could be um, you are the creator of your future, of your life, of your here and now, um, and you need to make the time to visualize that. And if, like I said earlier, journaling, writing things down, uh, and you might actually have a book inside of you. If you do, or you've always wanted to write a book, this is the time to do that. These first 3 months of the year would be a perfect time to sit down and really put some effort and time and heart and thought into that. It's also a very good form of meditation to write, and you know, even if you just sit down and write the first word that comes to your mind, and then the next word that comes to your mind, and then the next one, even if none of them match and they have nothing to do with one another, just whatever runs through your mind. It's a good way to um, get the extra thoughts out of your head so that you're not in your head so much. Um, but yeah, it looks like maybe you had a tough last year, but things are going to be brighter. Focus more on staying calm, getting out of your head, maybe opening up your heart space. You're a little detached, maybe. Um, but you got something that's coming towards you that's going to be a cause for celebration. And don't forget that, you know, who you are as a person is a beautiful person. Um, you need to have that confidence in yourself of how good of a person and um, beautiful inside and out that you are, uh, so that when you do things that maybe you aren't that proud of, you can hold yourself accountable and still stand tall with your head held up, you know? Um, Anyways, wishing you guys all the best, and I will see you soon. Okay, hello everyone who chose the strawberry quartz. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. Probably saw it better while I was laying down. That's the strawberry quartz. That lets me know that currently you are in a place where you um, need some self-love, self-compassion, um, some healing. Um, you're in a process of finding your way back to your heart. Um, um, I think you might be in a place where you need to show yourself some compassion. You're worth just as much compassion or love you wish to bestow on someone else. So let's get a few cards, and then this card right here, this will be your advice from the universe when we get to it. Um, let's see what Spirit thinks you need to focus on for the first 3 months of the year. Um, and if any of you are trying to see what decks I used or anything like that, I'll have it all listed in the description box. All right. These cards are a little bit bigger, so I'll probably need all my little stands here. See, we've got the Prince of Summer, the Six of Autumn, the Eight of Summer, and the Lovers. So, definitely this is the love-focused reading out of all three. This has the most cards about love. So I think you went for it. You found yourself head over heels in love with someone probably that you did not expect yourself to fall that much in love with. And I think that you or they maybe caused some damage to the relationship, and I think you are now making a decision that you want a more meaningful life. Maybe you thought that the relationship would be more exciting, more passionate, more, or less intrusive and less chaotic. Either way, it's not what you pictured yourself uh, wanting. And I think at a certain time, you felt it was a better idea to move on, and you abandoned this um, connection. However, I think that you now realize that the grass is not greener, and you do, um, while you have a choice, you're choosing this past person. But I also think that maybe when you met this person, you were in a great deal of pain from a prior um, connection that you thought was the end all be all. You thought this was your twin flame soulmate. This was the person you were going to settle down with, have children, be married, and it didn't work out. And I think that this connection came into play right during a time when you needed to heal. And so it didn't give you the time you needed in your own heart space, head space. Um, you weren't where you needed to be spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, none of that. And, or perhaps they weren't when you came along, or perhaps you both weren't. Either way, I can't really see where the damage came from, on what side there was damage done. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's not a blame game. I do see a whole lot of love here. And uh, I think that one of you maybe was still entangled with another relationship, and you're now wanting to find your way back to this connection. So there has been a choice often, and even when there wasn't a choice, one of you kind of made it a choice, so that it's almost as an excuse to not commit to this. And I think it's because it maybe took you by surprise, the depth of the emotion that you felt almost on a spiritual level with this connection. Um, so let's see what the universe thinks you need to do over the next few months to move forward in this current or most current connection. We've got release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So, yeah, so whichever connection that came before this that just hurt you to your core of who you are, um, for some reason, you have not released that connection. And until you can admit and honestly figure out why you have not released that connection, what that means, how you truly feel, not the angry you, not the hurt you, how you feel and why you have not released that yet. Once you can be completely honest with yourself, then you can be completely honest with any connection that's in your life as to how best y'all can move forward, or how best you can move forward alone. Either way, there's a lot of self healing and self love and self compassion that you need to show yourself. Um, and I always say, always, always, even if it hurts, the truth is always better. Sorry, I'd rather you break my heart a million times with a lie, I mean with the truth, than for me to find out how stupid I looked on top of having my heart broken. So trust me when I tell you, it's always better to be honest about it, because the heartbreak that comes from finding something out, and on top of that, knowing that you weren't respected or cared of enough to even be honest with, is a pain like no other. So, um, and it causes a lot of self-esteem, self-confidence, self-loathing type of energy, and you don't want to cause that type of pain onto someone that you do truly care about. So, I would just take that into consideration, and definitely take some time out for you. Go get a massage, go do something for yourself. Or if you want to go with this connection, go do something for the both of you together. Or maybe the prior connection, but the advice from the universe is to release, you know, well, I guess release one of your exes. Release one of them so that they can move on and you can move on. So I'm sending you lots of love, light, and a little bit of rebel magic. And hope to see you guys soon.